Hi, my little ones. I have one more game to go over with you today, and this is a new one. I don't think I got a chance to introduce you to it, so I want to introduce it to you now. It's called Place Value Top It, and it's still using a deck of cards, except I highly recommend that you have a whiteboard or a piece of paper to help you problem solve with this game. Um, it's a little more challenging than just two card Top It. And we still start out with a player on one side, a player on the other side, and you're still going to have your deck of cards in the middle. You're still going to choose two cards a person, and it's specific. If you look close, if you guys can hear Maximus, he's playing with his ball in there. I'm sorry about that noise. If you look close, you have to have specific spots. So the card on your right is going to be your ones. The card on your left is going to be your tens. Ones, tens. So these are my cards, my place value boxes. These are my opponents. So I choose my first two cards, and they choose their first two cards. Now I need you to notice something. This is really important in this game. In the one space, one line is below it on my board. That's to show you guys that only one number or one digit can fit there. In the 10 spot, two numbers or two digits can go there because it's in the front. It's able to fit two. Same thing on my side. In the ones place, only one digit can fit there. In the 10 spot, two digits can fit there. Okay? So, in tens and ones, I am only going to use my cards that are aces through nines at first, just to show you how to play. And then we're going to use all the cards real quick. So first hand, I'm going to make sure that my two cards for each person are between ace and, I'm so sorry, he's really upset that he can't get his ball right now. Between ace, which is a 1, and 9. Okay? So, I'm peeking just to make sure it's an ace through a 9 for our first round. My two cards, the first one I drew has to go into the first spot. Okay, you can't pick and choose. So I have 2 ones and I have 4 tens. So I have 2 ones and 4 tens. So on my board, I'm going to figure that out. 2 ones is worth 2. 4 tens, 10, 20, 30, 40, is worth 40. 40 plus 2 is 42. So I have 42 on my side. Okay? And I guess I could put these on the line so you can show what I meant by one digit. These are one digit numbers. When we get to 10 and higher, that will be two digit numbers. Okay? And then my opponent chose, their first card is a 4. So they got 4 ones. And, same cards but different order. 2 tens. Same cards but different order. I wonder if that will change the amount. So 2 tens is worth 20 and 4 ones is worth 4. So they have 24. They have 24. I have 42. I won. Because in Top It, the bigger number wins. Of course, if you wanted to be creative and do bottom it, you could play another round with bottom it, and the smaller number would win, and 24 would have been the winner. So now I'm going to try and do some numbers that have more than one digit so you can see what you have to do. This is where it becomes a little bit more challenging. If you'd like to keep it at the easy level at first and only use ACE, which stands for 1 through 9, until you get the hang of it, that's great. And this would kind of be level 2, is where you can use all the cards. Jacks are still worth 11, queens are worth 12, kings are worth 13, and aces are worth 1. So I'm mixing up my cards, and I chose, oh, that's a instruction card. I chose 3 1s and a 10. Well, that worked out. So I have 3 1s and 10 10s. 3 1s is worth 3. And 10 10s, if I count my 10s 10 times, that's worth 100. 100 plus 3, I have 103. All right, my opponent chose 2 1s and 7 10s. See how that only fits in the first line? Because it's not a 2-digit number, so you wouldn't use both lines. 7 10s and 2 1s. 7 10s is worth 70. 2 1s is worth 2. So they got 72, and I have 103. So who wins in the top it? I do. All right, now it's really important that I show you what happens if the first card you draw is a 2-digit number, because that's where it gets really tricky. But you guys can handle it. I know you can. All right, so I got those cards because I won that round. All right, so I am peeking. You're not peeking when you play, but I am peeking because I want to make sure that I show you what to do if you had a 2-digit number drawn for this. Okay? Drawn for the ones place. You can't have 2-digit numbers in a ones place. You just can't. So I've done a little peeking just to make sure. And in my ones place is a jack. Jacks are worth 11. Oh no! That doesn't work. So I know that I'm going to have to fix this in a minute. My second card is a 7. So I have 7 10s. And 11 1s. That doesn't work. The number on the right stays. The number on the left goes. So 7 now becomes 8, because 7 plus 1 is 8. So then when I figure out my problem, how many I have 1 1, and I have 8 10s now. That's 80. 80 plus 1 is 81. So I have 81 here. On their side, they chose a 10, 10 1s, and 5 10s. 10 1s, that doesn't work because only the number on the right can stay, which is a 0. The number on the left has to go, which is the 1. So they don't have 5 10s. They have 5 plus 1, which is now 6. 6 tens plus 0 ones equals 60. So 60 or 81, I won. I'm bigger by 21. I won that one fair and square, huh? Okay, so that's with tens and ones. If you get really good at tens and ones, and you'd like to make it even more challenging, I suggest you just start with tens and ones for quite a while before moving on to an even bigger challenge. The bigger challenge will be adding in the hundreds spot. So now you would have ones, tens, and hundreds. You have 3 spots, which means you're going to have to draw 3 cards each hand, right? So when you get really good at ones and tens, you're now going to add in some hundreds. So I'm going to draw 3 cards. I'm going to peek because I want to get some 2-digit numbers in there. But don't peek when you're actually playing. The first card you draw has to go in your ones. The second card you draw has to go in your tens. Third card you draw would go in your hundreds spot. That's how we would keep it fair. Because if you're peeking, then you can, in your mind, put them in the order that would make the biggest number. And that wouldn't be fun for anybody to play that way. Okay, so my first card is a jack. My second card is 8. My third card is an ace. My opponent drew an ace first, then drew a king, then drew an 8. Well, in our games, the ace stands for 1, and that's a 1-digit number, so it's fine. It fits. It's good. But then I have a king. And when we're playing with hundreds, tens, and ones, only 1 digit can now fit in the tens spot. So, because it's not out front anymore, it's trapped in the middle. It can only have 1 digit. And a king is worth 13. The number on the right stays. So my 3 stays. The 1 is going to go. So I started with 8 hundreds. But because I have to make this 1 from the tens go, it's no longer 8. It's now 9. So when I add all of this up, my opponent got 900, because 9 hundreds equals 900, plus 3 tens, 10, 20, 30, plus 1, 1 equals 931. Whoa, they got a really big number, huh? Now on my side, I drew a jack for my ones. Jacks are worth 11. That's not going to work because only 1 digit can fit. So the 1 on the right stays, the 1 on the left goes. So my 1 on the right, I have 1, 1. This 1 has to go because only 1 digit can fit. So I started with 8 tens, but because I have to add him to it, it's no longer 8 tens, it's 9 tens. And then I drew an ace for my third card. Aces are worth 1. So I have 100, 1 in the hundreds place, which equals 100, plus 9 tens, which equals 90, plus 1, 1, which equals 191. Good job. Now, I just want to show you, if you were to draw a really, really big hand, big numbers with multiple digits, more than 1 digit, how would you add that up? Well, guys, let's say we did You got really, really lucky and top it, and you happen to draw a jack, a king, and a jack. Whoa. What do? Same rules apply. Only one number can stay. It's the number on the right stays. The number on the left goes. So a jack is worth 11. The number on the right stays. The number on the left goes. A king is worth 13. But it's no longer 13. It has to be 14 because we have to add that one in. 14 can't stay because only one digit can stay. Because with ones, tens, hundreds, only the hundreds is out front. He's allowed to have 2 digits now. So the 4 stays, the 1 goes. Jack is worth 11, but it's no longer 11. It's now 11 plus 1, so that would be 12. So if I have 12 hundreds, what's 10 hundreds? 10, if we count hundreds 10 times, that's 1,000, right? Well, we have to go 2 more hundreds higher. That's 1,200. 1,200, otherwise known as 1,200. And in math, you go 1, 2, 3 digits and then a comma. So that's where your comma goes. 1,200. And I have 4 tens, which is 40. And I have 1 1. So so it doesn't look so big and overwhelming, 200 plus 40 plus 1 is 241. But 1,200 plus 40 plus 1 is 1,241. That is a really big hand. That would be hard to beat in this game. So your answer is 1,241. And that's how you would play place value top it with hundreds, tens, ones. Important to remember, the number on the right stays, the number on the left goes and gets added to the next column, to the next place value. Okay, I hope you have fun. Remember, start out with just ones and tens with 2 cards. And then, when you get really good at that, move on to ones, tens, hundreds. And only the place value in the front can have 2 digits. So if you're playing just ones and tens, the tens can have 2 digits. If you're playing ones, tens, hundreds, the hundreds can have 2 digits. All right, good luck, have fun. I miss you guys, bye.